Hey guys, so here's our pin today. These are a fun little Loungefly Goofy pin that it was like mornings from, I don't know, there was like a Minnie Mouse and a Mickey Mouse, and it was like mornings. It was like the whole design. And so I thought this was a fun little pin to be able to do my coffee pin crafts with. And I'm using some great stamp sets today. We're using the one that we've used quite a few times, the press on All You Need Is Confidence and a Little Coffee, but we're also going to be using Latte Love, which is, these are retired stamp sets, but you can pick them up from various friends of mine, and I'll list them on the screen as well as in the description. And Latte Love came with these great dies that cut out these little cups and cut out the shapes. Everything is so great from the stamp set. So we have all of our stamps now. We're using the All You Need Is Confidence and Lots of Coffee. We're also going to be using this heart and this cup one. And then I already cut out the pieces for this. So we'll go ahead and get our stamping done first because of that. Sometimes it's a little hard to do the videos of all the cutting. So I went ahead and cut out the piece ahead of time. This piece here is cut out from this. You can even cut out the spoon, look, and the coffee maker. And there's even the circle that can cut out the coffee that's inside, the latte that's inside the cup. I needed this one that's going to cut out the shape of our, and look, it even cuts the beans. Anyway, just great set. I've used it a bunch for a lot of stuff. I told you I love coffee shops and coffee related type things. Even though I don't drink coffee, I just love the feel of coffee places, and I don't know, they're just fun. So this is Shy Shammrock. It's a retiring paper. It will only be around a tiny bit longer if it's not already sold out. It is a really pretty green, and then I'm using early espresso ink. So I'm just going to ink up my stamp. Now, normally people stamp first and then cut, but because of the video aspect, I'm going to go ahead and try and do it the other way around. It's not easy. Oh, it's not bad, actually. This actually is not bad. I actually would probably use this. This one I can actually use. It's a little off here, so I had a backup one here in case I needed it. It's a tiny bit off right here, but my pin is going to go right over the edge. So I don't think I'll toss this one out. Okay, so now for our label, I'm using the rectangle dies. These are, again, retired, but you can use any label that you find at fabulousstamper.com to be able to make the label that I'm using for this. This just happens to be the stitched rectangle dies from several years ago. I'm just using what I have. Again, my goal is to inspire you to make something, not necessarily that you have to make it exactly the same way that I do. And so I cut out 2 of them, and we're going to take All You Need Is Confidence and Lots of Coffee. I need one that says hot cocoa. I just haven't made one yet. Let's see. There we go. Let's get that centered. Good to go. Good. Don't need another one. So that one is good. So with Early Espresso, we're also going to take the heart that was in the Latte Love stamp set, this heart. You could also take the swirly. I just think the heart is more fun, so I'm going to take the heart. And I'm going to stamp that on a piece of white. Just, oops. Oh, it's coming off the stamp is coming off the block. I don't think I pressed it down enough. Hopefully we will get a good image. Perfect. And that was with Early Espresso ink. Okay, so for our there is a a die cutter that I can use for this heart, but honestly, I just went ahead and pulled out my 1 1/4 inch circle punch, and I found this to be a little bit easier to punch. I didn't want a white layer around my latte, I wanted it to be fully dark. And so that's why I wound up doing it that way. I didn't want there to be a border around my heart. I wanted it to just be dark like coffee. And so I'm taking my early espresso marker and I'm just coloring the outline of the cup here because it won't completely fill the cup. I'm not sure the design purpose from Stampin' Up side, but I always felt that when I use this stamp, I want to color in the cup because it looks a little funny. So it's like it was the wrong size. Okay. And this one goes here. And we're going to glue that down. So that was early espresso ink for the marker. Those are also retiring soon. Let's let that dry a little bit because it's a little bit wet, and then we'll glue it on top. And the paper that we're using, this is an in color paper from, gosh, several years ago. I don't even have the package. It is, it's not Shy Shammrock. It is something like, not just, it was a green that we had. It was like a very green. It came out at the same time as Blueberry Bushel. And so I really loved this paper. And so I went ahead and I'm using that. And this is a 4x4 piece of green gingham just for fun. And I just felt that it matched his clothing a little bit. And then this is a 4x4 of just basic white. I could have even used this side. I just didn't want to. I just preferred the other side. And again, find a color that matches your pen, you know? Right? And so that's our basic layer. Then we need our frame. And our frame can be found at fabulousstamper.com. I like these frames because they're wood. I just prefer them. They're just my favorite inexpensive frame. I just find them to be relatively inexpensive. I like them a lot. And yet they're good quality. They're inexpensive, but good quality. So that's the key thing for me, is I needed it to be inexpensive, but a nice quality, especially because I was selling them on my page. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to put our layer in here, our 4x4 in, and then we need some cardboard as to stick inside. So here's our little piece of cardboard that we can stick inside. And then we're going to close this up. That's just to protect your pin so it doesn't get messed up. And then the reason why I go ahead and I press this in, oh, this needs to be a little, I think this needs a little bit more. It's sliding quite a bit. Yeah, I think we need another piece of cardboard, something a little bigger. Oh, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put, let me see if this helps. It just needs a little more in here to just make sure that the frame doesn't, yeah, that's better. Because it was kind of caving a little and sliding, and I just wanted this paper to be firm inside. So you can use another piece of cardboard. I'm just using that other piece of plexiglass that I didn't need. So we go ahead and use that. And then I want to go ahead and I want to center my label first, because to me that's most important for placing the rest of everything. Because if the label can't be placed correctly, then you won't be able to fit the coffee and everything else in there. So let's go ahead and let's add some dimensionals to the back of our, I think they changed the name of these. They're not called dimensionals anymore. So we're going to go ahead and get this centered. So we've got our label centered. Then we're going to glue our coffee on here. And you see now, because I colored around the coffee cup, now it's clear that it's a little more intentional. And I'm gonna get this centered in my cup, and I wanna center it like you would, like when you get it from the coffee shop. And then we're gonna angle it when we put it in the frame, which I like to. So then we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna angle, because I want the Goofy is not gonna be in the center. If I try and put Goofy in the center, it just looks a little funny. So instead we'll put the coffee off to the side, and then or Goofy off to the side, and try and center the cup. So it's not a super complicated craft, but it sure does look cute. What a fun little gift, right? I can see this as a fun little gift for someone who loves Goofy and coffee, obviously. I need to make the ones that say coffee and or confidence in hot cocoa. So I'm going to center my coffee cup like right here, and then we're going to go ahead and we're going to put the, no, I need to move it over a little. Because I want this side of Goofy to be about the same width away from this little edge of the cup. But I want the heart to look cute, you know what I mean? So we've got that pressed down. And then we're gonna go ahead and put some dimensionals on the back of Goofy here. Let me try and press him down. Let me see if that's a good spot. Yeah, that's good. Let's see if we want him further down. I think I'm gonna put 2 dimensionals on him. Okay. Now for this, you're gonna have to take your backing off, because all the stuff that's behind here is not going to allow you to push your pin all the way through, not completely. So let me flip this over. Let's go ahead and, oops, the glue. There we go, because I want to make sure my pin has gone all the way through, but it's still puffed up quite a bit by the dimensionals. And let's put it back in the frame. Let's put our cardboard, and let's see if that's enough cardboard. No, we need 2 pieces. I thought that just this would be enough, but no, we need 2 pieces. So let's go ahead and grab another piece here. Let me cut this off. Yeah, we need 2 full pieces. Yeah, otherwise it was not going to sit right. Okay. So then I wanted to match the, I wanted to add a little bit of this pink because I thought it was just so fun. So I thought, let's go ahead and add a little bit of the pink, but let's use the, oh, not this size. We want to use this, we want to use this size. Okay. And we'll add a little hidden Mickey. Well, it's not so hidden, but I thought that would be cute to add a little Mickey to the side here. And then that way it's picking up the slippers. Let me get that straight. Yeah, that looks good. Maybe a little further down. Okay, let's do this. All right, cute, cute little hidden Mickey. I almost want to put a little piece of cardboard right here. I don't like this caving in like this. We're gonna need to fix that. And then I'm gonna add, let's add like a little, let's add a little something over here just to kind of balance out the pink. Let's add a little, I don't like how this cardboard is caving over here on the sides. So let's go ahead and just cut out a larger piece. It's, yeah, we'll just need to cut out a larger piece. Sometimes you need that to where it goes all the way across. I wonder if we can make it to where, no, let's just cut it. So let me get my serrated scissors. A little smaller, but that way it'll brace. I think I needed to make this a little sturdier across the back there, and we can still use this one to fill in that spot, but it just needed to frame that a little bit better. There we go. There we go, because it was just caving down and I didn't like that. I wanted it to be more effective. So look at how cute that is. So that is our craft for today. How fun is that? Isn't it cute? And the little hidden Mickey at the top. Isn't that sweet? I just love it. Love a little fun, goofy moment. Thanks for tuning in, you guys. Remember, you can pick up supplies at FabulousStamper.com. Please check things out at my Amazon storefront. You can get these frames. You can also get the serrated scissors, which are really, really helpful with cutting cardboard. You can get a variety of different supplies. You can even get some of the circle punches that Stampin' Up! Doesn't sell anymore. You can get the Mickey punches. You can get a variety of different things at my Amazon storefront. So please, please check that out and pick something up. I'd really, really appreciate it, and it would really, really help me out. Thanks so much, and you have a great, great day.